Speaking before the Senate Intelligence Committee tonight, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, under oath, declared he did not engage with Russian officials on issues related to the 2016 election.
Let me state this clearly, colleagues. I have never met with or had any conversation with any Russians or any foreign officials concerning any type of interference with any campaign or election.
His defense? Go on offense.
I was your colleague in this body for 20 years, at least some of you, and and the suggestion that I participated in any collusion, that I was aware of any collusion with the Russian government to hurt this country, which I have served with honor for 35 years, or to undermine the integrity of our democratic process, is an appalling and detestable lie.
Sessions met twice with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak in 2016, meetings he did not properly disclose during his confirmation, and may have had another encounter following a Trump foreign policy speech at a Washington hotel.
I did not have any private meetings, nor do I recall any conversations with any Russian officials at the Mayflower Hotel. I did not attend any meetings at that event.
When pressed, he said a meeting may have occurred, but he doesn't remember it.
To the best of your memory, you had no conversation with Ambassador Kislyak at that meeting?
I don't recall it, Senator Warner. I guess I could say that I possibly had a meeting, but I still do not recall it.
The hearing was at times contentious.
You're not answering questions. You're impeding this investigation.
With Sessions refusing to answer questions about private conversations he had with President Trump, citing an unspecified Department of Justice protocol.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not able to comment on conversations with high officials within the White House.
The president has not exerted executive privilege as administration officials testify, but Sessions effectively answered questions as if he had.
I am protecting the right of the president to assert it if he chooses.
And sparring with Democrats over matters involving his recusal in investigations into the Trump campaign and the firing of FBI Director James Comey.
Mr. Comey said that there were matters with respect to the recusal that were problematic and he couldn't talk about them. What are they?
Why don't you tell me? There are none, Senator Wyden. There are none. I can tell you that for absolute certainty.
Some Republicans backed Sessions up, stressing it was an event attended by many people.
The Trump campaign did not determine or approve the invitation list.
Arkansas Republican Tom Cotton taking a colorful tack.
Have you ever, in any of these fantastical situations, heard of a plot line so ridiculous that a sitting United States senator and an ambassador of a foreign government colluded at an open setting with hundreds of other people to pull off the greatest caper in the history of espionage?
Thank you for saying that, Senator Cotton. It's just like through the looking glass. I mean, what is this?
An earlier hearing featured Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, the official in charge of appointing special counsel Robert Mueller. He repeatedly made assurances Mueller is not in danger of being fired, even as a Trump friend has said Mueller is.
At this point, have you seen any evidence of good cause for firing of Special Counsel Mueller?
No, I have not. As long as I'm in this position, he's not going to be fired without good cause.